Good evening, everyone. It's Sparks here, back from more Final Fantasy XIV. Last time around, we did a lot of quests relating to the Blue Mages and also took on Ifrit again. This time around, we're going to try and take on Garuda and Titan, and also do a few other things. So, let's get straight into it. The first thing I need to do is queue up for the Howling Eye. You have to do what to trigger the message? I know Winebod had some skill with magics. That beggars belief. That curiosity aside, why does he continue to spout poetry? But never mind. For now, let's focus on the next riddle. Should just finish translating. It's waiting for you. Okay. Carpon statue is a series of strange characters. Next to them written in chalk and find value in Slade's translation. If sword plus sword equals dagger, then return to me with G of O. The master of the markets has my list. G of O? Okay. Okay. Each letter represents a digit, 0 to 9. Each letter appears, each letter represents a different number. You have to add two 5-digit numbers, make a 6-digit number. Okay. So G of O is malachite earrings. That is really complicated. But easy enough handled, so to my home nation, which is Limsa. If anyone wants to join me for taking on Garuda, just jump into a queue as a healer, please. Okay, who are we looking for again? .4, 11.5. Oh, people haven't loaded it yet. This person? Ryan Bond's list, pray let me think more. It's been several years, unless I have been mistaken, there was a man by that name who begged assistance in procuring some supplies. With luck, his list may simply aha! Pearl, fluorite, malachite, earrings. Vague say the least, it would have requested more information, but I haven't seen him since that day. Okay. We have to have the item equipped, so let's teleport back to Horizon. God, this is a complicated one. Hold on. It's damn it. Okay. Reborn. There's a specific item I need to get before we continue. I should have gotten it while I was at. The limb supper will go to Odon and get it there instead. Ugh. So exchange. Find the independent person, jeweler. Jeweler. Train a copper gorget. Now go back to Horizon. Well, somebody must have gotten into that mission quickly for the time to drop so suddenly. The fact that we can't land there. Okay, so then I'm wearing this. And this. In this strange marking, the jury begins to grow uncomfortably warm. Waiting to see if anything happens. Moons float across her eyes, some familiar shapes. Seeker of treasure and truth, you are clever indeed. I pray you appreciate this next verse as much as I. Ere long, this tournament must end. Together we must be. Renounce it all I would. We must be more discreet. You saw something. Tell me everything. Everything. Again, include a verse of poetry. God, why must he be so obtuse? Why can you not just tell us where it is? I don't know what to do about it. I face deciding the main portion of his message. Just read it. Carved upon the statue is a series of strange characters that have been written in chalk. Irrespective of the lives we lead, we are often defined by our beginnings and endings. The poet understood this, so do I, so must you. Seeker of treasure and truth, I have given you the key. Lock lies before you behind my obfuscation. It's a story, you see, but not the one you were told. I mentioned the poet, but perhaps the verses contain clue. I keep turning them over in my head, but to no avail. Clandestine, murder, reason, breathless and wanting. Obsession consumes me, a thirst for tipping. Perchance we meet in public. Be not a beguiler, ply me not with honeyed word, and spare me glances alluring. Ere long this torn must end, together we must be. Renounce it all I would, but we must be most discreet. Okay. How do you see the trail? Let's just say that during my elixir of flames I picked up a few bad habits, expensive habits. But what does it matter? If we find it, we'll both be richer than Lord so. Okay. And there it is. So approach the fate mark, you feel a copper gorget around your neck growing more, magic runes float across your eyes, soon familiar shape. Seeker of treasure and truth, I can deny you no longer. Most precious secrets of Lalafuto III, priceless beyond measure, is yours. Reach within and claim your prize. The grinding sound draws your attention to a section of the statue. A small opening has appeared. What was that? The statue! That hole wasn't there before. You solved it, didn't you? By all will, you know where the treasure is. Up there in your hands. That is the Sultan's secret treasure. Give it to me, give it to me. The gods may condemn me, my people forsake me. History judge me a fool. Power and prestige, fortune and violence, all I will forsake for you. My kingdom will crumble, and it goes on like this, line after line of love poetry. These are not more than the words of some love-struck buffoon to his beloved. Over and over, it is the same hackneyed phrases, desire to renounce, to forsake, abdicate. Could it be that this was written by Lalafrito III? Many believed that the Sultan's wife had him assassinated so that she could claim the throne for herself. That was even the most likely explanation. His sudden disappearance remains a mystery to this day. Yet these poems are believed. Lalafrito III was madly in love with his paramour, instantly free of his royal responsibility. He was trying to free the capital in secret, and may very well have succeeded. An ambitious courtier could have used these poems to gain favor with the Sultana or her enemies. On one hand, they are arguably evidence that Lalafrito III still lived. On the other hand, Wood could assert that Memento Unique had him murdered for his ultimate betrayal. Why did Weinbach claim the treasure was worth 100 million gil? 7 years ago, he would have been right, but the nation of Beladia is no more. Something written here in a different script. A love that will echo through the ages. Truly is not more precious in all creation. All those roads, all those clues, all for this? Weinbach, you thrice damned son of a whore. I can't pay off my debts with poetry? Feel bad for him, but that was to be expected. Well. Ooh. I have enough to get some jewelry. I don't want to get more jewelry. Ah! And there's a lot of missions here. Including one with Rowena, which I'll go to in a moment. Right now, though, let's see. I have the Bracelet of Fending and a Choker Fending. Now I need a Ring of Fending. And we'll also go ahead and get the Slaying Necklace while we're here. Which puts my item level at 99, which means I could queue for Odin now. Because I meet the normal eye level requirements. But I want to upgrade my weapon, I think, before we do Odin. And here we meet Rowena. Afraid of Nedrix, are you? Then you must be an adventurer of some skill. My business relies on capable people such as you. As a gesture of goodwill, I'm going to share with you a morsel of information. There's a bloke named Geralt, makes his living in weapons and armor and whatnot. They say his skills are finest in all the realm. Might be as it's gone to his head though, folks don't take to the man. Get me, oh, and he likes to drink and all. Bloody Bear got himself in the forge though. As he among them is cast out on his ear by his master for kind of crafting finer wares. That while piss drunk, ever since he's roamed here and there, earning his keep day for today. I've known Geralt ever since I landed the business. Ain't seen him for a while though, and the last I did, the old fool with tears in his eyes. Never paid following my hard ties, asked for a bit of coin to tide him over, never paid me back neither. Couldn't say for sure where he is now. Seems to remember him hearing Black Trout, pointing up at Hearthill, some such. You might do well commission him his work. You'll have to reforge your relics of old if you make him for a while, blah blah. If it's relics, care to know about, go. Okay, cool. Sorry, just I was rushing through that because I didn't want to miss this mission. This is actually the important one that I was aiming to get done. That's a cool cutscene for her introduction. Much better than the original one. Here we go. Oh, okay, that creepy grin is great. Blue. No hope. Oop. Okay. Ah. Ow. Actually so bad. Probably because of the fact that when I don't give this fight out of a higher level. There it goes. Bid on it or don't. Seriously. Cute. Also, that was a better weapon for Red Mage, so... Oh no, it's not actually. It's worse. It'll be a better weapon for most of my other classes, but The one I actually am playing, not so much. Okay, well, let's go see about these other missions that we have. They're in this area. Although we should also try to see if we can queue for Odin later, I think. Greetings, Arbor. You've come at just the right time. A visitor is waiting for you in the workshop. A friend of Sid, it seems. Realizing your preoccupation with other matters of import, I suggest that she wait at the seventh heaven until your arrival. Refuses to leave. I hear you have a very brash client on your hands. Ready to go inside? Yes. So you're a master at Zeme. Took you long enough. The name's Jesse, Deputy President of Garland Ironworks. Don't look too impressed now. In truth, I'm nothing more than an engineer, but thanks to you filling Master Garland's head with them temple ideas of heroism and saving the realm, there's no one else around to fill his golden breeches. I'm busting our collective arses on these orders from Highwind Skyways, and are still only scraping by. The real problem is, with Master Garland gone, reactivities drop like the knickers on a Strellen's strumpet. The company in deep if something ain't done. That's why I'm here. Sure, our machinists have made their fair share of chronometers and plasmas. We need something grand, something that'll have clients on their knees literally begging us to take all their sparkling gil. I want you to show me the Magitech armor you borrowed from our friends, the Garlands. Yes, I know all about your little foray into the Pearl tournament. You can thank Biggs and Wedge for that. I reckon there's a lot we can learn from that Reaper, and after all you've done to distract Master Garland, so you owe us that much and more. Sure, I can bring out Maggie. Amazing. Do you even know what you have here? Listen to that cerulean engine. I've never heard anything so sweet. And the servo mechanism should be... Wait, a mammoth core? I didn't think of that. They're so easy to come by. Mass production would be as easy as stealing cane for a baby. Or cores from a mammoth. What in the seven bloody hells have you done to the cannon's poor convergence modulator? Burnt it out firing victory rounds after slaying some family of rabid squirrels, no doubt. It's a wonder the whole suit isn't a steaming pile of molten slag. Such a waste. What in the build's name are you looking at? Need something to fix your prying eyes on? Try the wall. Hey, Road, I can't bear to see such a fine piece of work in such a sorry state. I'll patch her up as best I can, but you need to get the parts needed for the job. Think of it as one of them adventures you seem so keen on. A Make 49 Magitech converter and a Make 50 Magitech oscillator should do the trick. On a Magitech cannon barrel, make her number 51. I can't guarantee she'll be good as new, but at the very least she'll be in better shape than she's at now, which still ain't saying much. Eyes on me, Ardbird. I ain't done with you yet. It's unless you know whereabouts one might stumble across a spare converter oscillator cannon barrel. No, didn't think so. So here's the hint. It rhymes with Castrum Sentry. Seagarlian made technology is what we're after, and I can't think of a better place to find some. Off with you now. Okay. Basically, she's gonna help us repair our stuff. Legacy of Alaric. Do I know you? Ah, unless I am very much mistaken, you are the famed adventurer who bested the Garlean Empire's general, are you not? The great Arborism himself. Amazing. And more than a little serendipitous. One might even call it fate. I have recently received word of a truly unique opportunity, an opportunity like of which none but one of your proven worth could take advantage. The reward? Not less than the accumulated knowledge of a fallen civilization. The risk? A single misstep could cost you your life. Was a little danger to a storied hero such as you. A man with absolute confidence in his own ability stands to profit handsomely from this venture. No, I crave no recompense for my part in bringing this opportunity to your attention. The historic discoveries you shall make will be reward enough, I assure you. If your words have fanned the flames of your curiosity, then I bid you seek a man by the name of Rambros at St. Connacht's Fine. It is he who stands at the doorway to untold marvels, awaiting the arrival of a champion bold enough to march across the threshold. Blood for stone. I seek a certain adventurer for a cause most just. Are you not Arbord? Ha! I thought you had the right aspect. 'Twas you who played the thief and the knight at the stone vigil. Dragons guard their keep jealously, it is said, yet you slipped unseen into the cloudy fortress. 'Twill not be their keep for much longer, however. Forces of Ishgard amassed by the sea of clouds. Now this is for your ears only. The blockade is but a prelude to an attack. Lord Drillamont commands the siege, and he would have your counsel. And but one of many who seek you at his behest. There must be a man of rare quality. The proud knights of Durandare are not accustomed to taking, let alone seeking outside help. Ishgard's is the cradle ere I breathed, and I yearn to see the stone vigil reclaimed from the Gravanian horde. I go to wipe in front and to aid Lord Drillamont. Your reputation precedes you, however. In fact, it is for that reason that I'd like to introduce you to someone. That minstrel at the end of the bar wandered in here the other day. Said he was seeking inspiration for a new ballad, so that only an adventure of distinction could provide. Who better than the man who saved the world and gave this minstrel to give his minstrel the stories he seeks, eh? Give it a gentleman, I say. Dawn may banish even the darkest night, yet ever shall primal desires burn. Two swords shall vie to lay them low, a blade born of light, and a blade forged of might. Alas, man may trust his fate unto but one. Lest you wonder, these are the words of the Archon Louisoix. While not written as poetry, I find poetry within them nonetheless. Yet he dresses just like a bard. As in, the way we dress. Years ago, when I arrived in this land, I was beset with peril day and night, forced to endure countless trials which tested my mind, my body, and my faith. And I am not ashamed to admit that I would have faltered, had it not been for the help of a handful of nameless adventurers. Honest men and women who proffered the hand of friendship to a weary soul and led him safe from the darkness. When I look upon you, I am reminded of them. I can tell that you are well traveled and possessed of both constancy and character. You are a man of the adventuring profession, yes? I seek a valiant hero whose deeds might serve as inspiration, and I have reason to believe I have found him. After all, was it not you who faced Gaius von Baelsar and his elegant weapon? You must tell me everything that happened. Omit nary a single detail, I beg of you. Be happy to share. Truly a tale worthy of legend, and so eerily it matches the writings of Archon Louisoix. Two swords shall vie to lay them low, a blade born of light and a blade forged of might. The last man may entrust his fate unto but one. Black Wolf was a conqueror, aspired to rule through might. The weapon was key to his ambitions. Yet in the end, the people of always have trusted their fate to a brilliant blade, the Warrior of Light. A rather fitting moniker, in my humble opinion. Thank you. At last I found the inspiration I sought, a battle to decide the fate of a realm. The words and notes, I feel them coming together. Your tale, Arbord, is them, your song. From an era long forgotten, a blade of midnight drawn, from a distant land uncharted, a warrior who bears the dawn. Ultima's Bane ballad composed. Out of sight, out of mind. I've seen more and more visitors to this godforsaken place lately, most of them battle-hardened types seeking a worthy test of the metal. Just I might count you among them. Look, you didn't hear this from me, but word has it the Copperbell mines are looking not unlike the 8th hell in recent days. The stone torches would have us believe that they have matters under control, but a minor acquaintance of mine would beg to differ. Says the torches have proven far more adept at quelling rumors than hecathonkers, if you catch my drift. Why I betray this knowledge to you? I fear for my friend's life and my own as well, should those hooking authorities break free to the surface. If it's a challenge you seek, see if you accidentally find your way to Copperbell and proffer your service. This time's for fun. An adventurer who can hold his own in battle. It just so happens I've gotten word of a new challenge for one of your talents. Requires a bit of travel and a dash of heroics, but it'd be worth your while. Eastern Thanaland's lovely this time of year. You've heard of the training grounds at Hawatali? I'll wager the place fell into disuse after the calamity, but some adventurers or another put it to rights. Its owners aim to train gladiators and adventurers once more, just as in the old days. A little paint, a little mass burial, and now the place is ready to take on challengers. If you're at all keen on the notion, go and talk with my friend Arl down there. He'll get you in the door. The Wrath of Karn. Ah, there's an industrious ant, an adventurer in need of a bit of business. If I'm mistaken, the anthill you want is Analgina Sun's mill concern. Something's kicked it over good. They put out word for adventurers. Have skill, will move fast, that sort of thing. Perfect for you, I'll warrant. The client's a bit of a handful, and might aggressive, but nothing you can't handle. The twins. You'll find them at the Miners Guild. Talk to Cesaruka. He's a mild one, too. You're Arborizem by the onion, the very man I seek at Durwetz's behest. How do I know the pot banger? Why, we trained together in the Culinarians Guild. He has a place in Costa del Sol now, a flying shark. Not the sharpest knife in the block is Drissa Daft, but he's loyal. He's got a friend out there by the name of Westcat, and he seems to be in need of your help. Let's see, I go look him up, eh? Your Abrazamba, the onion is helping you to come by. Got a message from an old friend of mine. He needs your help for an important task, he says. It's highly confidential business, so I can't give you his name. Let's just say he's well known in Limsa. Odds are you'll recognize him. Anyway, I'm not at liberty to divulge anymore. If you mind to take on the task, head over to Limsa and seek out a bloke named Denston. That's not my friend, mind you, but one of his men. Jeez. Don't know what's going on with reacting images today. It's definitely pirate. Onion, your Ardbergs, you couldn't have come at a better time. A friend of mine sent word that he needs a capable adventurer. You see, and naturally thought of you. Who's this friend, you ask? Why, none other than Commodore Rayner of the Yellow Jackets. He and I met back when I first started out as a culinarian, and we've been friends ever since. They would appreciate it if you'd pay him a visit and inquire as to what he needs doing. You'll find him in the Coral Tower with his Yellow Jackets. Good day to you, my wayfaring friend. Say, you wouldn't happen to be the man who slew the Tomberry King, would you? I would. I knew it. By the onion, I find gent. For you, looking for you, that is. He has an appetizing proposal on the table. I think you should pay him a visit. He's one of the treasure hunters at Camp Bronze Lake. Oh, and he will, of course, be there with his partner. So we're inseparable. But I'll let them tell you more themselves. Well, off till then, I'll see you with you. Forgive me, my friend. Friend, the most chilling encounter had my nerves on edge. I was traveling through Shroud when a man accosted me out of nowhere. His eyes dark wild in fear. He spoke of a haunted mansion from which the tormented screams of young maidens can be heard day and night. Hawkett Manor, was it? Ah, Hawk Manor, yes. Was that you purged the self-esteem manse of its unholy inhabitants some time ago? Curious indeed, the man recounted the events as if they had happened not days ago. It put my heart at ease to know his tale was but a fancy born of a few too many flagons of meat. The poor soul is not the air of a drunk or a liar. Perhaps you know someone who could shed light on the matter? To get the next quest I had to complete a different quest. Okay, that's fine. Now, let's see. I want to do that one. That one. That one. though, that one. Some magic technical difficulties. Then we'll do that other one if it has us teleporting around. The Alec one. If it has us teleporting around, I'm going to go ahead and do a little teleporting. Where do I get the things I need? Storage crates. I need to look for storage crates. Thank goodness for flight. There's one. Interrupted. Found two of the things we need. Now I just need to find the third. Geez, really we just need to find another stack of storage crates. Which are over here. Up there. Ah. I know we can. Oh. Which one is unlocked below that? Or I'll figure it out later. Big dome with this, that's so cool. I think that's just a solid thing of crystal. Let me guess, you've lost, no broken, no traded from magical beings parts we need. No. The ultimate 49th year of the first Garlean Emperor's reign, this mechanical device Transforms raw vehicle energy into a more stable form. 50th year. This mechanical device emits signals measuring waves in ether. This tube is perfectly calibrated to ensure almost no deviation in projectile trajectory. I'm mildly impressed. I was half expecting the worst and got, well, less than the worst. Don't get all giddy on me now. You're still not off the hook for stealing away Master Garland. Well, a bit. I'm beginning to see why he might feel the need to latch himself onto an adventurer like he might a stray pup. Alright, let's see if I can't salvage this mess of a masterpiece. Yeah, I think that's it. Both Magitech and photon cannons should be functional. That said, I'm no godly. There's no third eye hidden up under these lovely locks. There's a great deal I don't know about that machina. I can't guarantee the cannon won't misfire, but then again, misfire is better than no fire, eh? Even so, I wouldn't recommend using the weaponry in actual battle. To get fire, it's high time I got back to the armors. Patching up those cannons has given me a few ideas. You take good care of that armor, or you'll have me to answer to, Arbert. Your magic armor is magic floor now operational, but you have armor riding your mount. However, please know that these weapons do not employ lethal force, have no effect in combat. Yeah. Essentially what she's done is give you the cosmetics of the weaponry, even if, and allow you to use it for like photo mode or whatever. We do it anyways. 240. It's 280 when you look at the jewelry, and I do want to get a full set of the slaying ones. Why, if he's an Arbiter Zem himself, I was not expecting such a celebrated guest. To what do I owe the honor of this visit? You were directed here, you say, by a man clad in foreign garb? Well, the opportunity you spoke of most surely referred to our latest geographical endeavor. Quite how he came to know of it is another matter. All knowledge of this project was supposed to be restricted to my organization. But that is something for me to ponder in private. You are here now, and use services will, I am certain, prove invaluable. I must warn you, however, that the venture we have in mind is no simple excavation. An unprepared or incautious adventurer could very well find himself on an unplanned and unpleasant journey to foul solemn halls. Doing this, do you still wish to lend us your cooperation? I rather thought you would say that. Your courage is scarcely a secret. Now the first... Arbert? I thought it was you. What brings you to St. Connux? Don't tell me. The Alliance has sent you on another realm-shaking, history-making mission to lay low an apparently insuperable foe? Yes? No? Ah, I see you two are already acquainted. As well. Master Garland, our intrepid hero here, caught wind of forthcoming expedition and has gladly pledged to assist us. He has he? Glad to have you aboard, Arbert. You don't have the faintest idea what you're volunteering for, do you? Very well, let's begin at the beginning. The Sons of St. Connect are tasked with unearthing the secrets of the long-fallen Allegan Empire, and this present endeavor aims to delve more deeply into civilization's mysteries than ever before. Ah, but I know that look. In the event that you feel ill-equipped to contribute much on the subject of Allegan archaeology, but you recall your encounter with the ultimate weapon. That mechanical monstrosity represents a feat of engineering far beyond aught Garlemald can presently achieve. Nurtle's gave us simply awoke it. I mention this by way of reminding you have had what one might term extensive foresight experience with a notable Allegan relic. In short, you're practically an archaeologist. Now, to the core of the matter. Here in Modona there stands an entire Allegan structure which we have yet to investigate. I speak, of course, of the Crystal Tower. After witnessing destructive capabilities of the ultimate weapon, and the lesser moon Dalamud before it, it seems wise to treat any remnant from that era with the utmost caution. They must be analyzed, monitored, and above all, kept from falling into the wrong hands. To put it plain, I have no wish to see another megalomaniac legatus wield one of those weapons. It was this thought which first moved me to contact the Suns and propose the tower be explored. For several millennia, the Crystal Tower remained hidden, buried deep underground. Like so many other things that were better left undisturbed, the structure was freed from its stony prison by the great upheaval which accompanied the coming of the Seventh Umbral Era. It now stands revealed in all its splendor, a gleaming spear of crystal pointed at the bosom of the heavens. Pebble. Yep. Barrier. Yay. We believe the tower to be the repository of much of the ancients' wisdom. The porch's entry is guarded with formidable defenses. When you can't so much as peep through the keyhole, much less set foot inside. These defenses take the form of statues, carved in the likeness of giant swordsmen. The 8 sentinels, as the Suns are wont to call them, is the first barrier we must overcome. Why not simply fly over them in an airship, you ask? It's been tried before. Any vessel that ventures too close to the tower is blasted out of the air. We need to destroy those statues or the front door is forever beyond our reach. My colleagues and I are ill-suited to negotiating such deadly hazards. Thus, if you are to gain access to tower secrets, we must needs employ the services of an experienced adventurer. It would be difficult and dangerous, Ardbert, but I can think of no finer man for the task. If I didn't know better, I'd say you had a taste for these deadly escapades. Look forward to working with you again. There is much and more to be done before we can begin the expedition proper. Take some time to prepare yourself, and I shall explain the challenges that lie ahead. Our first objective is to reach the entrance to the Crystal Tower. As I previously mentioned, however, that will prove no easy task. The entrance is guarded by powerful defense mechanisms, each utilizing one of the 4 elements of fire, water, wind, and earth. Anyone attempting to simply stroll past these sleeping sentinels invites swift obliteration. Based on Master Garland's analysis, however, we are reasonably certain that the attacks of these lethal contraptions can be deflected using a crystal of the corresponding element. Naturally, these crystals must be of surpassing quality, free of the slightest impurities, much like the flawless specimens used by the Beastmen in their primal summoning rituals. Now, Manfish have said exactly like the specimens they use. Were there any other way, we wouldn't ask this of you, but we need someone to enter the Beast Tribe's strongholds and liberate their perfect crystals. For the moment, I would have you focus on obtaining 2 of the 4 crystals required. Pray make for La Nausea, where both the Sapsa spawning ground and Ogama Mine are located. You may be certain that the materials used in the Beastman's sacred rituals will be well defended. Whether you choose to venture there alone or with companions, I shall leave you to your discretion. Wherever you do, please be careful. Okay, I can do that. Ooh, there's another side quest over here. I'll go and see what the story is with that quest first. Of errant pistols. 7 hells, those bloody furballs blind. Foxrooks and nuts. Soxwin. It's clear as day. Pardon me. Moogle meant no harm, I'm sure, but this marks the third time this past fortnight I found myself in possession of a delivery intended for another. Ah! This message clearly marked for my brother. He makes his home in Limb sensors and guard duty at the Octant more often than not. I might send his letter right back where it came from, but my confidence in those furballs wears thin. Put my trust in them, and I'd not be surprised if wow. Perhaps you could deliver this letter, and next time he travels, take your limbs and tell him that though his sister would think of freeing his mail, she thinks he would do much better for himself in some vapid tavern wench. Okay. We got a few quests to Limsa, but right now I want to go to Vesper Bay. Oh, and then afterwards I guess we can go turn in out of sight, out of mind. Ooh, there's another quest over here. Oh yeah, that's the one we're going for, in Titan's spot. Because I want to finish Titan's mission so that I can unlock Binding Coil. So both Ifa and Kudura are now vanquished by your hands. Truly, you have earned yourself a rest. Whether you have the luxury of time to enjoy it. It pains me to say that Titan has also returned and with a vengeance. As was the case with his primal brethren, he is now stronger than he was before. When I went about my investigation, all indications that the kobolds were nowhere near ready to resume their summoning rites. Turns out they were deceiving us. I should have known better. The kobold subterranean domain runs deep and they can easily hoard crystals without being none the wiser. A vast hoard it must have been. Till now, Garuda was the most powerful among the three recently active primals, but according to our latest readings, Titan has usurped that honor. Our primal's might is determined by two factors: the amount of crystals it is gorged upon, and the fervor of its believers. It would like nothing more than to measure precisely how strong Lord of Crags has become. But I fear the time for such prudence has run out. We have already received an official request for assistance from the Maelstrom. As you might expect, it's addressed to you. For your previous encounter with Titan, you traveled to his demesne by way of the Aetheryte first discovered by the Company of Heroes. Sad to say, this Aetheryte no longer seems to respond. Despair, for the Maelstrom has reportedly found another in its place. You'll want to speak with Commander Riki at Maelstrom Command for the details. Can't stress this enough. The Titan has grown fearsome and strong. See to it you spare no preparations. Oh, we got a few missions in Limsa. Well, if it ain't what's your face, I remember when you were just another wide-eyed whelp, fresh off the boat. Reckon this city would eat you alive. I'm glad to see you've proven me wrong. A letter from me, delivered to my sister of all people? Wasn't that just bloody brilliant? Perhaps next time those bloody furballs could just forward all of my personal correspondence to the Admiral herself. Dare say the consequences will be less dire. 100,000, no, 100,000 apologies, my good sir. I'm most profusely profoundly sorry for the terrible inconvenience that it caused. Rest assured that the offending Moogle has been flogged several times with a large harbor herring as due punishment for his negligence. You have my word that we delivery Moogles shall redouble, triple even, our efforts to ensure that no precious parcel or missive ever again goes astray. Behold, for I shall now perform for you the Moogle dance of inimitable integrity. Sell your wings, my little friend. I don't believe that will be necessary. And with that I mean, for the love of God, just don't. Wait, am I to believe I'm talking to a Moogle in the flesh? Well, this is a rare occasion. Will the blame take me if you are the cute little bugger? Just moments ago, I'd have in mind to bring the Copper Courier's decks, but I'm not so petty a man as to vent my frustrations on a fenceless ball of fur. Besides, how can I hold it against you? Or with the population of the realm burgeoning of late, I'd be lying if I said I myself didn't have trouble keeping names and faces straight. Anyway, once his face here was kind enough to deliver my letter, and I have your word that no more mistakes will be made. As far as I'm concerned, this is all water under the bridge. Oh, you are too kind. The kindness, good sir. As for you, my adventuring friend, I dare say you would make a superlative delivery cure if you put your mind to it. Traveling to far-flung lands, rekindling old friendships, and cultivating new ones. Staying abreast of the latest happenings in the realm. Why, if there's a more fulfilling career to be had, I know not of it. Say, what say you, Kupo? Sure, I would love to. Now that's the spirit. I recognize your efforts on behalf of our friend. May waive a stringent screening examinations for the administrative to those ranks. Welcome aboard. I am Deputy Postmaster in charge of tutelage and training. In other words, your superior. As such, you will address me with due respect and follow each and every one of my instructions to the letter. No pun intended. Are you understood, Kupo? Of course we are. Now allow me to explain your duties. When you see me floating about in the vicinity of where we now stand, you may take this as a sign I have one or more letters that cannot be that I have deemed suitable for your training. Approach me and clear your reading readers for the task. I'll entrust one of said letters to you along with directions for its delivery. So your journey begins. Mind you, until you prove yourself, you are seeing all your deliveries to ensure that you would not shirk or slacken your duties. Not that a dutiful delivery hero like you would ever consider such a thing, yes? Carrier on the question mark. You are now able to undertake delivery quests. To review available quests and accept assignments, speak with the Deputy Post Moogle. While accepting quests, you'll be entrusted with a letter or package addressed to a prominent Eorzean. Deliver with swiftness and accuracy, and earn a name for yourself as one of the most trusted carriers in the realm. Well, looks like he already has a quest. As soon as he spawns in. Here is my new my promising new recruit. Twinkle in your eyes, spring your steps, simply shout out to me, I'm ready for my first assignment, Mr. Deputy Post Moogle, sir. Did you correctly? Of course I did. Well, this is your lucky day, for I've picked out what would prove the perfect task to start off your training. To wit, I have here in my paws a letter that needs delivering to Bataron, proprietor of the Drowning Bunch. Simple task, you say, perhaps, perhaps not, for delivery Moogle's task does not end over a piece of parchment. No, the conscientious carrier lends his ear to the addressee, sees the job through until his customer is happier for what he has been received. Being accomplished and an invisible adventurer that you are, I expect that your clients would be even more eager to enlist your services than they would with an elusive Moogle like myself. Consider this an honor and a privilege. Goodbye. As for the one in charge of your training, I shall wait here for word of his success. And you will succeed, won't you, Kupo? Okay. I love Moogles. They're great. Ah, now here's a face that's always warm. We are to see, ever a shining example to all the world, would-be heroes and heroines in these halls. You have a letter for me, you say? Layering on this envelope is so poorly done that it is only thanks to the keen eye of your Moogle supervisor you know it's addressed to Bataron. I figure you have more pressing tasks on your plate than playing messenger boy, but who am I to... What's this? Ah, bugger me, of all the time for him to show up. I hate to burden you, but I'd be much obliged if you could help with a simple task. I know how to count on you. I had a moment I saw your face. I knew the navigator would guide you back here for a reason. The reason? To help me settle the score with an old acquaintance of mine. Aye, the man's worked up quite the bill. Now it's time to reckon. You're to find the bastion and bring him here to all the battle. I trust you with that, aye? You'll find him on the middle of Olenosia. A rogan fellow of his imposing stature and less than imposing brains. Like is not up to trouble of some sort. I won't speak with Sybil before you set out. She's prepared a perfect welcome gift for me, dear old mate. God, how do you read that person's name? Sadelf Dijabi. So you venture going out to greet our guest of honor, are you? Everyone hasn't told me much about the man, but his steely gaze speaks volumes. As you know, Badaron was an accomplished sellsword in his younger days. They share friends, and more they share foes. And Lara none too shy about bringing trouble into the premises. Rogan fellow in Milanosia, was it? But I'll pry no further. One thing I've learned in my time here is not to poke my nose in disputes that don't involve me. It's a gift on as we repair. I trust it will serve you well. There's Dunstan. Yes, Arbor Zem, are you? She will pleased that you came. Now, so the essence, I'll get straight to business. During your travels, might be as you heard tell of Mistbeard, a legendary pirate. Hells, I'd be surprised if you hadn't heard of the bloke in his soul says don't know of his exploits. Nary ship on the 5 seas was safe from Mistbeard's grasp. Not even the Golden Fleet of Ulda. One day, at the height of his notoriety, the man vanished without trace while sailing the Rotano. Since then, rumors spread that Mistbeard left behind a treasure trove of plunder. Folk believe it's somewhere out there, just waiting to be plucked like a ripe fruit. Your task pertains to that treasure. I'll take over from here, Dunstan. Chief! Greetings, my friend. It's been a while since you sent the Black Wolf to the 7th Hell. Before I begin, let me make it clear I do not request your aid in my capacity as Storm Marshal. Nay, the matter is purely private. With that detail established, I continue Dunstan's tale. For a time, folk had lost interest in Mistbeard's cache. Such was its elusiveness. But recent developments have treasure hunters across the realm stirring anew. South of Vilbrand, upon the Rotano Sea, there lie the Citadels. Along the fringe of these remote isles, there is an expanse of water into which few ships dare venture. Nature has conspired to perpetually shroud the area in heavy mist. Man cannot see his own hand in front of him. Be it by accident or intent, countless vessels have entered that mist, never to be seen again. Over the years, some few survivors have washed ashore from tales of an island hid within, which appear without warning to smash their ships into flotsam. So it was the legend of Hullbreaker Isle was born. The Lake of Cambiafire came to be that the mists would lift under certain conditions. As luck would have it, on one such day, a merchantman mistakenly sailed straight into the area. The ship eventually came upon a deserted isle, where made an astonishing discovery. The Har, Mistbeard's own flagship, lying broken within a cove. Though he yearned to explore the wreck, the captain wisely chose to return to familiar waters before the mist could regather. Arthur learns and laments that he forbade his crew from revealing the discovery to a single soul. Word inevitably spread, as is often the way of such things. Even as we speak, treasure hunters are scrambling to find a way to the legendary Hullbreaker Isle that they might claim Mistbeard's cache. Now that we get there before they do, I better to retrieve a single object from the Har. A golden coffer bearing Mistbeard's crest. The chief would do his job himself, but his being Storm Marshal is likely to attract unwanted attention. That's where I want you to go instead. As long as you bring back what he asked for, you're welcome to keep whatever else you find. But to make my request off the record, I must impress upon you the matter is of grave import to our nation's future. I shall be praying for your success. Now, no doubt you're wondering how you're to get to the isle. I've got a ship moored at the Morby dry docks. Meet me there when your preparations are in order, and I'll ferry you over. Okay, we're gonna do all the other quests that are in this area, obviously. starting with the two to the south. There's Nana G. And there it is, Maelstrom Command. Shall we then? Lieutenant Zen, I've a sight for sore eyes, and you must be Nanaji. Rashate Viki at your service. I understand you wish to hear about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter? Indeed, I'm planning a biography of the Archon Louis Swa, you see, for which I'm interviewing people who are dealing with him. I truly appreciate your time. You're very welcome. I would be glad to assist even if it wasn't a request from Lieutenant Volke. If we do the appropriate bow for our salute. Now then, to continue where he left off. It was shortly after the Eurasian Alliance was formed. Our scouts returned with word the 7th Legion had activated the lunar transmitter in their fortress in Mordona. Now known as Castrum Central, the fortress was originally called Castrum Novum before the 14th restored and renamed it. It was in order to break through its defenses and destroy the transmitter. Our three nations joined hands and were determined to succeed. The strategy Louis Swa proposed was elegant and simplicity. While our main force drew the Guardians' attention with an all-out siege, an elite band of adventurers would infiltrate the Castrum and make for our objective. We had entrusted adventurers with ridding us of primals. Now we entrusted them with the very fate of Eorzea. I still remember the operation as if it were yesterday. We met with fierce resistance. We fought more fiercely still. No matter the cost, we had to ensure that the adventurers had a chance to strike at the transmitter. When the messenger arrived bearing word they had succeeded, it still makes my heart soar to recall that moment of triumph. And when the messenger arrived... Okay. Sorry. For some reason it didn't progress when I clicked. That day we learned that by standing together, people of Eorzea could oppose even the might of the Empire. It is no exaggeration to say that that victory paved the way for Eorzea's future. Without it, there would not have been an Operation Archon. Alas, it wasn't all glad tidings. For though we restored the transmitter, Mael Van Darnus appeared and claimed he no longer needed advice to bring down Dalamat, but he himself had the power to do so. As long as Van Darnus lived, the threat of destruction remained, and so, riding an enemy to all life in Eorzea, the nations of the Alliance undertook a desperate manhunt. At length they located Kurthus and sent their greatest warriors to hunt him down. Leading that formidable band was the adventurer whom they called the Warrior of Light. Though no records remain of the fierce encounter, one thing is certain. At the battle's conclusion, Mael Van Darnus was brought low. As you know, however, our woes did not end with the White Raven. For Louis Swa's disciples determined that Dalamat would continue to fall. Last-ditch bid to prevent the realm's annihilation, the Sickle of Knowing issued a request to Eorzea Alliance to secure the Cardinal Flats, where the Red Moon was expected to crash. It was no simple task, for the entirety of the 7th Legion had amassed in Cardinal. It was necessary in order to perform a ritual to stop Dalamat, a ritual that invoked the power of the 12th. So it was that Battle of Cartano was joined. I dare say you know how the tale continues. To everyone's shock, the elder crowned Bahamut emerged from Dalamat and proceeded to unleash his fury upon the realm. All woe is, as Louis Swa initiated the ritual. None remember what came to pass afterwards, neither what happened to Bahamut, nor why the realm was reborn. The haze that afflicted memories of calamity. The people remember events prior to that moment, yes? If so, do you know if anyone was near Louis Swa during the battle? Someone who may have spoken with him? If someone was near, I'm afraid I do not know. He was atop a rise for the ritual, or as a good distance away on the front lines. My apologies. No, please don't apologize. You've shared a wealth of information, I couldn't ask for more. Well, if you're satisfied, then so am I. With that, I shall return to my duties. I look forward to reading the biography when it's finished. Now I have a grasp of events leading up to the calamity, and yet... Forgive me, I was deep in thought. In no small part due to your help, I've managed to learn a great deal. There is still more I wish to know. Might I trouble you to accompany me a little longer? If you're willing, please let me know. Preserving the future gets you paid for framer kit. Okay. You're looking at accompanying me then? Wonderful. Come, let's head to the drowning room to discuss our next move. Our research proceeds at pace so far. We need to learn things not found in literature. But tell me, based on what you've heard from the interviewees, what is your opinion of Louis Swab? He had a difficult task. Indeed. For an imperial invasion to rampaging primals, revealed that Vandartis' scheme. He had to contend with the toughest of problems. What struck me was how grateful the interviewees were to Louis Swab for bringing their nations together in cooperation. There was nothing short of necessary for our survival. You know this, I can't help but wonder. His capacity as a tactician seems to me he had done more than enough devising a plan and facilitating his execution. He went far beyond that, risking life and limb on the front lines for a land on his own. Perhaps he needed to be there for the ritual. Perhaps he felt a sense of duty. Even so, as noble as his desire to help others, what good is it if you ended up sacrificing yourself? What was it that compelled Louis Swab to click too fast? If Louis Swab had people near him at the time, perhaps he shared words with them in his final moments. Words that can find some insight. Where to begin searching for such individuals? Assuming they exist. Sorry, friends, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. It also happens I know a bloke has served among Louis Swab's guard at Cardinal. That is incredibly helpful. Thank you, Battle. Truly, you know someone who is with him? Aye. As far as I'm aware, he wasn't keeping the fact a secret, just for a good measure, though. Why do you want to speak with him? Explaining what we're doing. Resource biography. In that case, I reckon the bloke would be willing to cooperate. Orn comes his name, and he was a lieutenant of the Maelstrom. After the calamity, he turned to adventuring, so as to be of greater help to the common folk. Maelstrom also returned adventurer. We'd be most keen to speak with him. Where might he be found? When Orn dropped in the other day, he said he had business at the Morby Dry Dock. If you're lucky, it might be as he's still there. Understood. Bring your debt. We can't let this chance pass us by, Albert. Let's take ourselves to the dry dock at once. I want to unlock Titan first. So, let's go do that. And also check on the people we were helping. Not helping, that... our trainees. have a new mission. Our squadron has been improving by leaps and bounds, but I think it's time for the recruits to try their hand at more challenging employment. It's the only way they'll learn to push past their limits. One or more squad members reach level 20, unlocking a special promotion mission. This mission will increase your squadron's rank. Your technically level promotion mission, however, is revised your first improved squadron members' individual attributes as much as possible for attempting a deployment. Well, it's our lowest group, so let's send them. Lieutenant Zam, your presence is most welcome. I'm chagrined that we must turn to you again to lay Titan low. No doubt this is yesterday's news to you, but the Lord Crags has returned, more fearsome and formidable than he was before. Talk with them how the kobolds were able to obtain such a vast store of crystals in so short a time. We will learn the answer in the coming moons, but I suspect the first things first. We need you to vanquish Titan before he and the kobolds have a chance to wreak havoc on Limsa Laminsa. You have felled the primal before, and we believe that you can emerge victorious once more. We've learned of a new aetheryte that will take you to the navel. Situated deep within Ogroma mines, not the most convenient locations admittingly, so you will have cut yourself a path. Please make all haste. Titan's mere presence emboldens the kobolds as only a matter of time before they move in force against us. May the Navigator guide you on your way, Lieutenant. That's where we're good. Nope. First things first, we have a mission at the Marauders Guild. Hello, Rainer. I'm giving you a bird. How timely. This is something I would ask of you. But where are my manners? Is there aught you require? Here blows best, you say. Ha! That he should send you of all people is a stroke of good fortune indeed. We apprise you of the situation. You will doubtless recall driving the Serpent Reavers out to Stasha. Despite our best efforts to keep the place secure, I regret to inform you that it's been occupied by pirates. Pirates, I say, who I had claimed that they seemed more kin to fiends from the briny depths. Frankly, we are not wholly certain what it is we are dealing with. Dispatched a party of adventurers to have eliminated the threat, but it would seem their courage failed them. But they were not you, my friend. You will fare better against whatever awaits within Stasha. Of that I have no doubt. If you are willing to assist us, pray report to Persia, who stands guard for the interests of the caverns. Alright, now we'll go and overlook. Okay, so going the shortest way is gonna be pointless. I respect that. Ignore me. Ah, I'm going the wrong way. Okay. Fine, you wanna fight me? Let's fight. Well, we want to do that one, so let's go to Aleport next. We'll run around doing all these missions that we have right now, unlocking the various dungeons, and we'll do a run of each dungeon on stream. Then I'll probably spend a bunch of time off camera doing other stuff. Serious business. My first genuine assignment under Master Mini Dewa, now this? Whatever did I do to deserve such a fate? Where are my manners? I am the Amanda Smith, recently in the employ of Naljika Vimelis. I arrived in these parts now a few days past to assist in the restoration of Pharaoh Sirius. Did I expect my route to be greeted by that godforsaken song? A song I thought confined to my worst nightmares. Yes, I speak of the grim serenade of foul sea witch, Lord my forefathers awarded demise so many years ago. To stand here with idle hands, powerless to avenge his death, powerless to repay my debt to Master Minidoa. Once my father's mentor, as he now is mine, the agony of it all. If only my brother were here, he would need to see to that. Lost a brother means lost to sea. Will eventually not perhaps if you were to keep silent. Yes, you must. If not for me, then follow the sailors to seek safe passage across threatening seas. Seek a Master Minidoa, you'll find him gazing grimly in the direction first and then to fate. Cool. Now if we just hopefully the last DPS say yes. Hopefully they are just like me and stuck in a cutscene. Please. Ah, they withdrew. Oh well. It shouldn't, yeah. Usually if a queue pops and then one person withdraws, it doesn't take long for it to pop again. Now we just have to wait to see if we get another pop. Come on. There we go. It does have some good music as well. I like this design type. It's better than a lot of the other games, given where he's just a dude. Okay. Shit! That was a disaster. I don't know if they fixed the whole not being able to rejoin the fight if you got hit by that. I hope they did. It's one of those things always bugged me about the original version of this. I got hit by it during the very first run of it, and just had to deal with it. We did it! Commendation goes to a tank. Loot. Yay! We actually got the loot. It's an awful looking weapon. I like that it has a special animation, but I don't like how it looks. Anyways, it's still nice to have a better weapon than what we were starting with. Ah, another initiate, are you? No? Ain't no one says yes to that. You have a million face though, come to think of it. The bear striking resemblance to a brave lad I once met. Helped us chase one of those goddamn sirens from Fair Sirius he did. What's that you say? Speak up, son. Years of hammering have taken their toll on me ears. Eddie wrote, may not be half the huge your predecessor was, but you know say it. Hey boy, so I am the same person. Aye, that's right. Damned if I can tell you why, but the Hellsborn hussy is back as she's running roughshod over the place with a crew of her song-snared flunkies. Me and Diamanda, we've naught to do but sit on our arses till someone cleans the place out. Look, this is more than a reclamation project to me and the lass. That scurvy witch killed her father, one of me prized students. Swore a vow to himself to do his name proud and restore the beacon. These hands were made for hammer, not scuffing with sirens. What say follow in your forebears' footsteps and fight this one for old Midoa? I'll send word to David, the guard of the last house. He'll tell you all you need to know. Now, I think... Hello, the Isle of Umbra. Talk to the guard at the gates. That will unlock the dungeon. Adventurers, you've come no moment too soon. The siren has holed herself up in the lantern chamber atop the structure. Most direct route will be through the front door, but I fear the siren is already wise to our intention and has posted most her middle of her thralls to guard the entrance. Our only hope to breach our foe's defenses is to attack from below, through the flood cellar. Can win this battle for us? I know not who can. Go forth, friend. First may shine bright anew. I want to check something. Who's guarding the entrance? And how high can they fly? Not high enough. I want to fly to the very top of the tower. But unfortunately we cannot. It's a shame. It'd be cool if we could. I know why we can't. It's simply because it means they don't have to program as much. Doesn't mean I like it. Hate it when that happens. Then once we finish Pharaoh's Sirius, we'll unlock its upgraded mission. It's you. I take it you mean to help us again. Wonderful. See those adventurers yonder? We sent them in first, but it soon became clear that they were unequal to the task. By my count, they lasted just under a minute inside before staggering back out, sucking for air like fish out of water. As such, we're no closer to seeing the nature of the threat, let alone eliminating it. You'll be going in blind, I know, but you've purged the slasher before, and I'm certain that you can repeat the feat. Enter whenever you're ready. I look forward to hearing of your success. Unfortunately, the hard version is not available on duty support, which sucks, but oh well. Alright, we're flying. Stops at the spawning ground. Wow, right near the end of the place. Well, we'll go over more of the dry docks after this, I think. Basically, I want to try and unlock as much of the, as much content as I can. Okay. Right. Where could one? In hindsight, we should have asked what he looks like. His name would suggest he's a Midlander, but... well, nothing for it to make inquiries. Let's split up the task and meet again here. I'm sorry, but I've only just started helping out here. I'm still learning our customer's name. I couldn't say if it's the person you're after, but a man did come by earlier who appeared to be an adventurer. He bonded to me and Lily that we're currently trialing. The meaning of leaving something to put down graves as a way of showing your respect to the dead. Looking for an Orang Cum, you say? Don't know anyone by that name, I'm afraid. I did walk by an unfamiliar fellow just now, though, over by the mark of the spinner. Flowers handsomely caught my eye. Order. Orn, as it happens, I spoke with him just earlier. He said he wanted to buy flowers direct to a vendor. Not sure where he is now. Hey, Albert, were you able to learn anything? Yep. So a man who could be Orn bought a meal and Louis, then went to the mark of the spinner. If we heard that, we might be able to find him. Let's go. I will in just a moment. Everything ordered? Then let's get you over to Hullbreaker Isle before it's swarmed with scavengers. We'll get there one piece, never you fear. I've been keeping an eye on the weather, and I know exactly when the mists will clear up. When you arrive, make your way to the wreck of the Hog. Miss Spear's coffer is bound to be somewhere inside. And as for how you're supposed to get back afterwards, I'm sure you'll figure something out. The resorts will venture that you are. We're waiting for you in Limsa. Conveniently, this is not far. Begging your pardon, sir. Were you Lieutenant Orn Guncum? I haven't been a lieutenant for years, but aye, that's me. What can I do for you? Looks a lot like Thancred. Realize this is sudden, but honestly, it's probably just a coincidence caused by the low options for faces on NPCs. Trying to his biography, I want to hear my account of someone who was near on hand at Cardinal. There must be a reason that you're here too. The warrior of light who led us to victory in Operation Archon. Very well, I will tell you my tale. Now then, where to begin? I wonder what how this would change if you were actually a warrior of light from the original. As you know, the battle was fought over the land where Dalamud was expected to fall. In the beginning, neither side was able to gain the upper hand. When the Imperials deployed their Magitech armor, our ranks were thrown into disarray. Those charged with protecting the Wiswall like me could only watch the carnage from afar. No, our forces managed to hold out thanks to the adventurer contingent, who sustained grievous casualties. But the real tragedy was what followed. As Dalamud hurtled towards us, it began shredding fragments of itself before finally bursting open to unleash the primal bahamut. As all below looked on in shock, the battle completely forgotten, Bahamut took wing and spewed fire all over the land. Men in Magitech armor alike set ablaze and sent flying like so many insects. They only realized that they'd stopped breathing when a commanding voice broke my trance. You've done enough, Louiswa told us. Now fly. Fly and save yourselves. But like my fellow guards, I want your name. Couldn't charge into battle besides my comrades. At the very least, I could do my duty here and protect Louiswa to the last. But upon seeing us standing there not making a move, who also smiled and spoke thus. You give your lives to protect something. To protect my hopes. Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope. Bright and brilliant. So live, I bid you. Be among those who bear the light for others to follow. Those words awakened us to a greater purpose. If there was hope in my living, I would live as Louis did. No matter what, I would survive. So together with my fellows, I began making my retreat. Alas, we hadn't gone far when an explosion erupted and sent us sprawling. I struck up to my feet just in time to see the enormous, menacing silhouette of Bahamut looming over Louis Soir. Next instant, he was enveloped in light. And that was the last I remember of him. Louis Soir's final moment. Amidst that light, he looked to be smiling. What he was thinking at that moment, I couldn't say. One thing is certain. We, all of us, are alive thanks to him. Following Calamity was a boy that Louis Soir had defeated Bahamut in the setting of the Land's Miraculous Regeneration. Do you believe this is the truth? Yes, he does. Okay. Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope. What we've learned has reaffirmed my belief, Arbert. The belief that Louis Soir was not an all-powerful savior one reads about in tales, merely an ordinary man. But that man never forsook Eorzea. No, he stood for this realm for last. He and countless other brave souls, and saved it from becoming a scorched waste. Against unimaginable adversity he fought, and at the cost of his life, paved the way to a brighter future for us all. The least I can do in return is tell his story, spread his message. Where there is life, there is hope. Yep, it's a good message to spread. Thanks to your account, I believe I found an angle for the biography. I'm truly grateful. Would you care to offer a prayer as well? The prayer that the light of hope, which Louis Soir preserved, shall ever burn bright? I may thank you again for counting your experience to us. Nay, 'tis I who owe you thanks for giving me a chance to share Louis Soir's words. All these years I'd avoid speaking of the moment of his passing out of respect. It would not do to take the tale to my grave. Through the biography is my hope that his spirit will live on in all of us. Now that if you'll excuse me, I shall resume my pilgrimage to the marks. Wherever your travels take you, I shall be praying for your safety. Naming lilies, symbol of safe passage. As Louis Soir stood there in Cardinal, I wonder if he likewise prayed for someone's safety. Anyway, these interviews have yielded everything I had hoped for and more. Come, let's return to Ul'dah. I'll have your word for you at Ul'dah, the Hall of Flames. Alright. So firstly, I'm going to mark off any mission that I have no interest in doing anytime soon. Okay. Let's go deal with the letter first. Quit your cowering. Eyes ain't looking to steal nothing, just wanting a ship. That's all, a big ship. The adventure if I cause this brute means to rob me of my livelihood. You must stop him. Alright, as for... Oh, God. You're a god's different. I tell you, that brute is a menace to honest merchants everywhere. You'll find him and bring him to justice, yes? Ah, he's just fine. Looks like he fell over or collapsed, one or the other. Have mercy, man. Me and the little man no harm. I just had a few too many. Oh, if Batarons ain't that rich. I'm the best balloon mate the old bastard ever know, whether or not he's willing to admit it. Name's Boswain, a cell sort of some repute myself, though more from me pros with a flag and veil to spring back. No, you'll not see me blame Bataron, nor you, of course, for the soggy welcome. I dare say I earned out my last trip to the Wedge. Matter of fact, I even brought Bataron a small token of apology. Just my own way of saying sorry for all the trouble I've stirred up at. The bugger me seven's held it back. I left the bloody bag back at... Was it ours, was it? Forgive me, my memory's a bit hazy. I go back and search myself, in addition to not knowing quite where I came from. I'm feeling a touch queasy. Be a good lad and retrace my steps very well, yet with any luck the fellow there, damned if I remember his name, is keeping belong safe and sound. Idiot! You're lucky I can fly. Hello, Azam. Quite a busy lab these days. The tales I hear are true. A meal, a respect for the road, name it and it's yours. I played drunk? Of course I remember him. How could I not? Left his mark all over the bedding and floor this after I went out my way room with a proper spitting box. His belongings, I have my hands plenty full cleaning up his foul spew. Anything else behind like as not is still there. You're more than welcome to explore, though I suggest you watch your step and hold your nose, particularly if you've just eaten. Idiot. Backyard, did you happen upon my belongings mayhap? Just a small satchel, nothing too fancy. Wait, I for the moment you danced with that wet stuff, I knew I'd made myself a friend. Don't know about you, but for all the troubles today, I've worked up quite a thirst. What say you join me at the Wedge? First pints on Pateron. I think the first pints on you, mate. After everything. Okay. welcome back, Robert. My apologies for getting you mixed up in the dealings of a couple of old cell swords. Have a pint to me finest, and regardless of what he might have told you, Solon's paying for all comers tonight, including yours truly. You've not changed the whip battle. Still a thankless, bloody bastard. Thankless? Me? Says the insufferable sot who won't be content till he drinks his so-called best mate out of house and home. Mark your words. If you forgot to pay your tab this time, I'll hunt you a 7th out. Baron Axel, tough but trusted. Just a moment ago he was going on about how happy he was to hear you were safe. Here, this was on the house. I hear it's your favorite. Meanwhile, lass, Sultan's one and your masters go way back. Gone soft if you ask me. Back in our day, he couldn't call himself friend of Baron until he'd drawn steel on you at least twice. I should guess how fortunate that we only became acquainted more recently. But do tell, good sir, what is the story behind those coins? The remnants of some hidden treasure, mayhap? Treasure, haha. You and I both wish, lassie. No, I fear it's a little more a memento of days long past and none too well remembered. Back when Baron himself was still wet behind the ears, a grizzled veteran, lest he looked grizzled to a couple of young pups like us, took a liking to us, took us under his wing, as it were. It was a kindness, in days when kindness was hard to come by. Carried with him these here coins he did. See the face of the spitter? Said her gaze, fair gaze watching over him was what kept it living, where all his old mates had tends to end up dead. And or worse, just upon him a fortnight ago, on his deathbed, the poor bastard. Sailed a good life, but his lucky. He had finally run his course. Didn't have much to leave behind save for his lucky coins. Coins he wanted to leave to a couple of not so young pups. They might enjoy life as long as it is. A touching tale indeed, but perhaps you can answer a long-held question of mine, good sir. Why ever would a sellsword renowned as Baron forsake his blade for the life of a glorified barkeep? Yeah, I heard the story. Mind you, a detail or two might have slipped from my memory. I'll give her a try. So it was 20 years ago, or thereabouts, with the realm finally at peace, or something resembling it. A great mercenary captain had a plan. This man, a living legend if ever there was one, brought all the cell swords who were itching for a new fight under one roof. So it was the Adventurers Guild was born, and there were no swords of eager applicants. Everyone in my uncle was looking to be an adventurer, save for one young boy, the son of the very man that founded it. So I wanted only one thing, to follow in his father's footsteps and make his name as the great sellsword who ever walked the realm. The boy give up his dream. Do you reckon he'd already achieved it? Can't say for sure, lass. Only the boy is now a man, the man standing behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild dispensing advice to young glory seekers like Ardford here, and hail to old drunkards like yourself. Is that true? That'll be Baron's father's dinner then. I pay you wipe the tables and wag your blade tongue. I'll get back to work before I pull you back out in the gutter where I found you. Just when things are starting to get interesting. With that, Baron, I'd best be on my way. Spend any more time around that lovely lass and this lonely old sellsword like to get jealous. Besides, ain't your cats today what will I drink on my next visit? I walk away while your legs still hold you, blunder and oath. And come back anytime for a pint of me finest. I'll see it dump right over your fat head. Okay, you can tell they're friends. The way they talk to each other. If ain't my dutiful sister, I trust you fair willing for this time, keep telling me. Like you don't say, Baron has never been an easy customer to please. Wayne and I pulled out my whiskers that time and dropped a letter in a flagon of ale. Sounds like you've made a fabulous first impression. As your senior, I couldn't be more pleased with your efforts. And with my myself as such a talented new recruit. There's no time to rest on your laurels. Oh no, for each day brings new letters and liveries that wait to get further afield. I dare say you might encounter clients will make old Baron look like a cuddly chocobo. But it's all in today's work for my able assistant. Yes, when you're looking for your next time, you know where to find me. I'll take a second to eat the sandwich. Career carrier level 2. So your heritage, the light carrier has grown. Caroline memories. Always my favorite system back in years as your reward for your zero deputies, I have worked with caused a delightful task. I have a letter here addressed to Madame Yon of Gudana's Caroline Cup. I can just feel the warm rays of sun trickling down through the leaves, having a cup of tea in my paw. I have found mine to live by myself. But let it not be said, Deputy Postal keeps the more pleasing task for himself. No, the job is yours and you don't just ask for it. Happy message, Caroline. Look who's back. I'll give you 3 guesses what I have in my paw, and the first 2 don't count. Oh yes, a letter. However, did you know? It's addressed to Mamodi, the ever-charming proprietress of the Quick Sentinel doll. Looks like a pleasant enough assignment, wouldn't you say? No ordinary letter, oh no. Why, I've strained my eyes for any sign of the sender's name, but it is nowhere to be found. Anonymous episode? Sounds like a task from most kingly assistants. Alright. Next stop, Camp Bronze Lake. Ah, Bosun sent you our way, you say? Only thrice damned, it's you. Aye, the old bloke would lopped off the Tomberry King's head. Do you remember us? It was the pair around the entrance to the Wanderer's Palace. Saw you right before that great bleeding Tomberry stabbed us. Wasn't we stabbed, love? There we were. It was most unpleasant. An adventure. We were here to do something we would prefer not to do ourselves. Venture into the Wanderer's Palace again. That's we started beginning again. Like I was saying, we were hacking away at little Tommies and when snuck up behind us. Tried to fight it, but it got the best of us. We made worse shape, just lying there bleeding. Hells, I thought we weren't long for the round. But just as I was thinking of my last words, lo and behold, Tomberries we'd been having it out with started to treat us, nursed us right back to health, they did. That's when we learned the truth about Tomberries. See, they was only menacing folk because of a curse. Curse you lifted when you slew the Tomberry King. At heart, that lot are calm and twice as kindly again. Why, it was a right pleasure having them take care of us for a fair spell. It's a pity those peaceful days didn't last. Madame Bumblejaw will call themselves the Silver Scales, came storming to the palace. They say they're mercenaries, but they're nothing but the scum of the bleeding realm. The howling, the blood, and so many dead. If that weren't enough, the surviving Tomberries were locked away deep in the ruins. Why in their 12 they deserve such a fate, I ask you? We had grown fond of the Tomberries while living amongst them. They have good hearts, no matter how odd their appearance. None of that should matter anyway. This fellow is Hyorin and I am Makote. Are we lesser a couple of for our difference? I should think not. I see you look like a learned type. Perhaps you have made the acquaintance of one called Cerrito Carito. I thought as much. Has he told you Tomberry's great secret that they once looked the same as you or I? It's not the greatest tragedy you have ever heard. To be so spurned and locked away in some horrid gale, by one's own people no less. My dearest and I know their pain all too well. We both had to leave our birthplace. Why you asked? Simply because we were different. No, not idly by the Tomberries we subjected such horrible, terrible treatment. Well said, love. But much as we'd like to give the Silver Scales to boot ourselves, we can't stand up to a cartload of Mumblejaw. So please, say you'll do it in our place. The Wanderer's Palace is the only Tomberries have got. Now, you'll have to speak with Abaz Charaz to get a ride in his boat across the lake. What's it now? Bon voyage? Bon voyage, mate. Come on that treasure hunter's errand, have you? Well, I'll take you across the lake, Reborn, the palace here, making for its helpless silver skills. Their leader's the most fearsome of the lot. Hombres aren't friends of mine, but even I think the way the Mamelja have them imprisoned is wrong. Capture them, turn them into thralls, go and give those cell swords hell. Alright. Let's go to Gridania. Also, what time? When it gets to 1 a.m., that's when I'll stop for today. So make sure I don't miss anything. Okay. Actually, I'm getting a bit tired now, so I might wrap it up very soon. We did what I planned to do, so I'll probably stop off at Horizon to finish things off. Welcome to Caroline Company, friend. You've made quite a name for yourself, haven't you? Time to swear that even the trees themselves will tell tales of your exploits. Alair, let me see. Oh, why it would seem there'll be an even greater demand for eel pies in the coming days. Once again, the oven calls. Not that you'll find me complaining. As for some go their entire lives without knowing how it feels to have one of their creations beloved by Eorzeans the realm over. Which, come to think of it, reminds me of a story. Let me go again. Ah, yes, many years ago when I was no taller than the counter before us. A Lollifant artisan and his daughter came here to 12's wood. Of the circumstances which brought them here I know little. For the father was a man of few words. What I do know is that they had left behind their home, traveling far and wide across the realm before settling on Gridania as a new home. The Emeralds care little about borders drawn by men. All who treat the forest with compassion are welcome within. Sadly, people in those times were not quite so understanding. Poor man and daughter endured name-calling, spiteful pranks, and worse. My grandfather took pity on them, offering them shelter in his building. Those days were more than a glorified storage cabin, far from the bustling center of activity it is today. My grandfather minded the watermill, you see, as his father before him. A respected position that afforded our family a certain status among our peers. Though not all approved of my grandfather befriending the outsiders, none dared give voice to their objections. In time, Gridanians came to understand that whensoever they hailed, the man and his young daughter were honest, peaceable folk, no different from any of us. With the blessing of their newfound countrymen, the two harbored new home deepened. When talk arose of erecting a new water field, the father, a shipwright by trade, was among the first to offer his services. My grandfather soon joined them. Though not without hardship along the way, the wheel eventually rose, standing even today as one of Gridania's greatest architectural achievements, and a keystone of our very livelihood. If you are not in too much of a hurry, I would like very much to show it to you. For your part, I would ask you a small errand. Would you be so kind as to pick 4 Caroline blossoms about town and bring them to me? I would accompany you by last the kitchen calls. Yeah, I can do that. So I think I will call it for today. I am getting awfully tired, so yeah, that'll be it for today. We made the progress and got to where I wanted to be at. Next time around, I'll probably see about starting Binding Coil if we can. Or just getting through all these other dungeons that we've unlocked. We do have a lot. But yeah, it's been good. So yeah, until next time, as always, I've been Sparks. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. See yas!